Good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you this evening to our first Spiritual Emphasis Westminster Speaker of the Year. It's a great time for us as we bring in folks and give them the opportunity to share with you their message, the challenges of their lives, the journeys that they've gone through. And so this evening we welcome Anthony Griggs, who comes to us from down in Hampton Township. And I will introduce him later on, but Anthony, welcome back to Westminster College. When we gather on Sunday evenings to worship, we're blessed by wonderful music, be that the chamber singers under the direction of Dr. Samuel Barbara, as we have this evening, or the concert choir, the men's chorus, the women's chorus, the gospel choir, the handbell choir, the praise and worship team. And so we're so grateful for the incredible gifts and talents that our music program brings to us here at Westminster. And so we welcome you all tonight, your first time tonight. And they're giving us a new gift, singing from the balconies. So we're experimenting to see how this works. I can tell you from the first one, excellent job. So thank you to all of you. Friends, I'd like to invite you to share with me in the passing of the peace. When Jesus appeared to his disciples, he said to them, "Peace be with you." Jesus granted them a blessing, and we're invited to share that same blessing, reminding each other of the peace only Jesus can bring. So say to one another exactly what Jesus said on that day, "Peace be with you." And so I say that to you. Please move around the chapel and offer words of greetings to one another. If you see someone sitting alone, I challenge you to grab them and sit with them, or make them move and sit with you. Paula, peace be with you.
Lord, today we gather to witness you.
You bring glory to the earth from the deepest valley to the highest mountain.
Lord, today we gather to listen to you.
You call us to go
and bring good news to your people. Lord, today we gather to praise you.
You invite us to your table and draw us into your presence.
Lord, today we gather to worship you. Let us pray. Lord, we have questions, so many questions. We want to learn more about you, yet we don't know where to begin. Help us to find a starting place in your story. Through it, shed light upon our darkness, our wanderings, our doubts. Settle within us the discomfort that comes with the questions. Calm our deepest fears and anxieties as we find root in the word told to us in this day. Amen. Let us now read from Proverbs 12:12, 15 to 17, and 25 to 28. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but those who hate to be rebuked are stupid. Fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to advice. Fools show their anger at once, but the prudent ignore an insult. Whoever speaks the truth gives honest evidence, but a false witness speaks deceitfully. Anxiety weighs down the human heart, but a good word cheers it up. The righteous gives good advice to friends, but the way of the wicked leads astray. The lazy do not roast their game, but the diligent obtain precious wealth. In the path of righteousness there is life. In walking its path there is no death.
Again, we thank the choir for sharing with us this evening. Their music provides for us a wonderful prayer to begin our time together with Anthony. But I'd like to introduce him to you in the briefest of ways. Anthony and I were introduced to one another a couple of years ago, and neither of us can remember what that means. It could be 5 or 10 years, we're not sure. But I think we were introduced to one another by a friend named Greg Hartung, Greg is the director of the Presbyterian Media Mission, but Greg is also the mayor of Mars. Any of you from Mars? Okay. So Greg Hartung's a good friend of mine as well, and somehow we got connected with Greg and then got to know each other. Anthony was born in Iowa? Oklahoma. Lawton, Oklahoma. His father was in the military, and from there they moved to New Jersey. After graduating from high school, he went to Villanova University, where he had the opportunity to play football for 3 years, and in his 4th year, football was dropped, and he may tell you that story, so I won't go into detail. But then he had the incredible opportunity to attend The Ohio State University. We're small but mighty, folks. And so at Ohio State, he had other doors open up for him, and he's going to share a little bit about that and how you seize opportunities when they come your way, and that's a good thing. Anthony has 3 children. His oldest daughter is a first-year student at IUP, where she is playing basketball. He has a daughter who's a senior in high school down at Hampton High School, and is also a basketball player, and then a son who is a freshman in high school, again, a basketball player. I'm not sure why you didn't let any of them play football. But Anthony Griggs is a wonderful man who had incredible opportunities come his way, and he's been able to relate his athleticism into life, and what does that mean for him, and what does it mean for us? And so up here on the screen, you can see a lot of the things that he holds up as important to him. He played for the Philadelphia Eagles for 4 years, the Cleveland Browns for 3 years, Director of Player Development for the Steelers, Assistant Strength and Conditioning Coach, got his master's degree, or maybe you're still working on it, in Organizational Leadership at Geneva College. AG Squared Networks, Inc. is stepping towards success in family sports services, and his hobbies include martial arts, ninja, 2nd degree, ninjutsu, how do I say that? Ninjutsu. I thought maybe you were one of the American Ninja Warrior folks as well. Tag that on. Because today we heard at dinner that he probably was a punter, and that's not true. He might have been a wide receiver, and that wasn't true, and so we'll let you guess what it is he played when he was 215 pounds in the NFL. So we welcome him and look forward to hearing his message this evening, so will you join me in offering a good Westminster welcome.
How's everybody doing? Okay. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. And I want to thank the choir. Dr. Barbara, where are you? Fantastic. Fantastic. Give them a hand, the choir, please. They were fantastic. And Mrs. Kubik, thank you so much for playing the organ. Really appreciate it. Give her a hand too, please. Okay? And at the end of me, I expect you to give me a hand. Okay, but we'll leave that alone. But like Jim said, you know, my background is in sports, and that's what a lot of people are going to hear. That's what a lot of people are going to see. When they read my resume, they're going to see NFL, and that's going to be the thing that's going to stick out, NFL. And I wear that tag around because that's just part of what I've done. Each of you have done things in your life that you're tagged with, okay? Good and bad, okay? But people are going to pick out what you do. And as I told the basketball team while I was sitting around today at dinner, just talking to them about, you never know the opportunities that will become you, that will be in front of you, okay? And I want to talk about those opportunities, and I want to talk about it in a way that all of us can relate to, okay? Not just the guys and the girls who are here just for sports, not just the ones who are sports fans, not just the ones who are fans or coaches or even parents, okay? I want to talk to those people who are just living. Because as you saw from the first slide, life is a sport, okay? And I want you to win at it. And sports, as you see up here, there's all kinds of sports. The ones that you see on TV, the Olympics that just happened, the ones that involve activity like this. But I'm talking about sports just in living, just in sports, okay? And I want today for you to think of making your faith a sport. And how do you win at this? Winning and making your faith a sport. Now, it may sound strange to you because you see sports as something that people look at as the teams, and you have competition, and you have athletes, okay? And I want to just give you a little different perspective of it. I really want you to think about these aspects. Now, as an athlete, you can probably use some of these, and you probably do some of these, but you are not doing them this way in regard to using your faith or looking at your faith as a sport. And so, as I talk about this, I really want you to embrace being an athlete, but I want you to look at it as not just an athlete, but also your faith. You know, faith, as it is said, faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. And when you play sports, you have that. Sports is sometimes, you don't know what's going to happen. You have a favorite team, you have a favorite player, and you're on a team, but you don't know what's going to happen. But you have a lot of hope. And you heard Jim talk about me going from Villanova to Ohio State. Believe me, when they dropped the football program, I was not the happiest person, and I wasn't out of sorts. I was just like, okay, I can't play football anymore. And so when Ohio State said, we'd like for you to play football with us for 1 year, it was substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. I had never played that big of a stage of football. That's humongous. As I was explaining, that Ohio State, coming from Villanova to Ohio State is huge, okay? Big difference, still is today. But I was nervous, and I had a lot of people who made me more nervous, who were saying, what you're going to go to Ohio State? They already have a team. They were ranked second last year. You're just going to go there and stand around and watch, which I did. But you know what? I was okay with that. I was okay going into an opportunity that I did not know what I was seeing in the future. I was not going there going, man, if I get there and I just play a little bit, I'm going to go into the pros. I was not thinking about the NFL. I was not thinking about an opportunity as I related to the guys at dinner about my chance to run for the pros and how I got an opportunity to run for the pros. What I did relate to them, though, was I was ready for that opportunity. I was ready for it. I was ready for it from 8th grade. And I related an experience that I want to relate to you, too. I want to tell you, some of you probably have done this. Some of you have made some of these decisions. When I was in 8th grade and I was getting ready to go to high school, I was getting ready to play with the big boys, and they called us all together, and I was going out with the big boys, and I was like, man, these guys are big, and I'm a little 8th grader trying to run, keep up with them. They were passing me up, and we were running these 40s, and everybody was all tired, and there were people down on the ground. I'm so tired. And people complaining by the 20th one, everybody's down. I don't want to run anymore. Seniors telling this, and I'm in 8th grade looking around going, oh man, these guys are really tired. I'm tired too. I was in 8th grade, and I told myself, I didn't tell anybody else, but I told myself, I made a decision of saying, I'm not going to bend over like this anymore. How many of you play sports? How many of you are on a team somewhere? How many of you have played on a team? How many of you have used to play on a team and been tired? This is the position you get in when you're tired, if you don't know, okay? I said, I'm not going to bend over anymore. No matter how tired I am this practice, I'm not going to bend over anymore. And I look back on this and I laugh because I was only in 8th grade. What am I doing? I'm just trying to just survive. I survived that practice just like this. For 10 more sprints. substance of things hoped for. I knew it's going to end, but I was so tired. But I wasn't bending over. I made a choice to not bend over anymore for that practice. You can make that kind of choice. I made a choice going to high school. I'm not going to smoke. I made a choice. I'm not going to do drugs. I made a choice. I don't know what the future held for me. I'm in high school. I'm in 8th grade. I don't know. I had to have some sort of hope that I can get through it. And I'm not saying that I was living a faithful life then, that I knew that God would take care of me, that I knew what my faith was, that I was as strong as I am now. I wasn't there. I didn't even think about the decision I made in 8th grade, or even talking to people and being in front of people and telling them my decisions that I made, 40 years ago. No. It was just something just to do at the time. As any other decision is. At the time, just make it. Somebody said something. I just saw something that I was like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. I've seen people who get drunk. I've seen people who are on drugs. I've seen people who have done stuff and then try to act like they're somebody different. I've been to Ohio State. I've seen some of our top players. I'm a senior. I've seen some of our top players act differently when they're by themselves. So I've seen things, but I knew who I was at that time at Ohio State, all because of not the decision of I'm not going to bend over. It was just simply that I could make a decision and I could stay with it. I could make a decision that I'm not going to be like everybody else, and I'm okay with that. Oh, Griggs, aren't you tired? Don't you? I'm running the same race you are. I'm running the same sprints you are. I'm in the same huddle you are. I'm playing the same sport that you are. And so when we talk about faith, I'm telling you, we're all in the same game as you are. There's nothing that you probably will come in contact with, that you will see, that you will hear, that maybe somebody has gone through, that somebody has gone through not only in sports, but in life, in academics. You're here at college. There's somebody here that can help you. There's somebody here that has gone through it, that is going through it. Somebody you can help. Somebody you can help. Somebody who's looking up at you. How are you doing this? Maybe your sister, your brother at home. Maybe your neighbor. It's not just an opportunity. See, in sports, it's easy to look at the opportunity and go, just wins and losses. Teams, players, athletes. That's all you see. Competition. Yes, it is competition. Yes, you want to win. But in sports, when you play a game, it's easy. You look up at the clock, you know what you're winning by. You know that you're winning, okay, we're ahead by 10. There's 3 minutes left to go in the game or in this quarter. Okay, the ball's on this yard line. We need this many yards to keep moving down the field. Sometimes in life, you don't know what you need. You definitely don't know when the clock is going to run out. You definitely don't know that. What you do know is you're in the game. And you're in the game as a team, Westminster. You're in the game as a team, your family. You're in the game as a team, sisters and brothers. You're in the game. And you're in the game as players. You're not there to watch. You're not there to watch yourself and just see, oh, I'll just sit back and wait until somebody tells me what to do. You are playing the game. See, there's two kinds of people who come to the stadium to watch the NFL or to watch any contest. There's the players, and everybody else is a spectator. Even if you're on the sideline watching, if you're not on the field, you are spectating. Even if you're wearing the same uniform. Even if you are somebody who came off the court. Once you come off the court and you sit down or you're off the court, you are not a player anymore. Everybody understand that? Playing the game. So as athletes, you play the game. And as people, you play the game. And as faith believers, as your faith is, I want you to play the game. So what I call it, faith elites or faith elites. Okay? You want to play this game? Here's how you're going to do it. Okay? I can tell you to be the greatest athlete. I can tell you to be a good athlete. I can tell you stuff from me, from my experience, being athletic, from things I went through, from high school to college, from recruiting to go to the top school, to go into the pros, to stay in there for 7 years, play linebacker, go to 2 teams, work for the Steelers for 23 years, work for the Steelers for 15 years. Half my life, I've been around sports, more than half my life. I can tell you how to be a good athlete. I can tell you I can spot a good athlete. I can tell you what it takes. I can tell you if you're really working. Don't try to fool me on that. I can go to practice. I can see who gives the effort. I can see that that's special. She's special. He's special. Wow. Okay, they can do this good. Strength, you're not going to impress me with just strength and speed and stuff. I want to see how you work, how you do it when nobody's looking. I want to see that. That's what I'm going to see. You don't know when I might be in the gym just standing there against the wall. You don't have to impress me. I'm going to just see. You don't have to impress me. I'm going to see. And then in the game, it's not going to surprise me. On what I've seen, I'm going to see how you play. So faith elites, a person, athletes, a person who's proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise. That's an athlete. Requiring physical strength, agility, or stamina. That's an athlete. A person who is trained or skilled in exercise, sports, or games. That's an athlete. But faith elites are the same. A person who's proficient in exercising their right to make a decision through their faith. Faith elite. Requiring physical strength, agility, and stamina. Endurance. That's faith elites. That's faith. Faith requires all that. A person who is trained or skilled in exercise, sports, or games. You're here, you're getting trained at Westminster. It's a college, you're getting trained. So faith elites. Now, I'm going to give you 6 areas that you can take to the bank and be good at your sport. If you just concentrate on 1 or 2 of these, you will be better. 6. But if you concentrate on all of them and really work at all of them, you'll be better at your sport. But if you concentrate on the way that I'm going to make you concentrate on it, and you take away from this the faith elite attitude, you'll be a whole nother dimension. If you take away from here the training that I'm going to have for you now, these 6 areas that I want you to train on, I guarantee that you'll be another human being if you make decisions leaving here tonight. I'm not going to get you stronger tonight. I'm not going to get you to know your sport better. I'm not going to get you to be a better player. I'm not going to get you skill set better. But you can start making decisions now tonight about the person that you are. The person that you are. That's so important. See, the person that I was, I didn't even know who I was. When I was at Villanova and they dropped the football program, as Jim says, it just seems like, oh, they dropped it? Well, he went to Ohio State then. It wasn't that simple. When they dropped it, we were in the middle of spring ball. They got rid of the program. Nick Saban's sitting in there after they announced it with a big Ohio State ring on saying, hey, Anthony, we'd like for you to think about and consider coming to Ohio State. I was, okay, I'm a senior here. I can go any school. I went there to Ohio State. But I was as nervous as anybody else, as I explained earlier. I did not know what this was going to bring. So now that I'm telling you this, I can now put it together as to the person that I was at the time, that what was instilled upon me, it surfaced up. So now when I'm at Ohio State and I finished that 1 year, and the coach says, hey, any seniors that want to run, come over to the field house and you can run for the pro scouts. And I go over there. It's like a month later. I go over there with my, whatever they gave me, the white socks, the gray shorts, and the gray T-shirt on. I show up, ready to kick and ready to run, and the coach is like, hey, Anthony, what are you doing here? I said, oh, I'm here to run. You know, coach said, he said, no. Anthony, this is just for our All-Americans who were All-Americans here at Ohio State this year. It's not for anybody. I was like, oh, okay. Well, not for me? He goes, no, not just for All-Americans. Then another coach came, and he's like, what's going on? What's Anthony doing here? Oh, he thought that it was for anybody that can run. Anybody could run here, and I told him it was for the All-Americans. And the other coach is like, yeah, Anthony, it's for All-Americans. And he looked at the coach, he goes, well, if he wants to run, he can run. If he wants to. If he wants to? I'm listening to this. If I want to? Really? You think I'm here and I don't want to? You think I'm not prepared? to want this? You really think that if you gave me an opportunity to run here, that I would go, I'm not prepared. I got all the way over here and I'm not really ready. I was ready. I was ready when they put me on the list. They penciled me in. And the scouts were down at the end. Okay, so-and-so's up, so-and-so's on deck, Anthony Griggs in the hole. So-and-so's up, Anthony's on deck, Anthony Griggs, so-and-so's on deck. Anthony Griggs, you're up. And they're looking around, who's this Anthony Griggs guy? Oh, he's a transfer from Villanova. He's a guy that came here. He's a senior. We let him run. He came over here today. We didn't really expect him to be here. Blah, blah, blah. Run when you're ready. The guys are there. Oh, I took this off. Sorry about that. Did I break it? Hope I didn't. He said, run when you're ready, Anthony. Run when you're ready. And here I am running when I'm ready, right? Here I am in the stance, a track stance, to run when I'm ready. Jim, I hope I didn't break this. I don't think I did. Do I got to pay for it? Okay. He said, run when you're ready. So I get down the stance. You know what I thought about? I thought I was in 8th grade. I'm not going to get tired. What an opportunity. They don't even know anything about me. I'm about to run 40 yards. Not because I was like, oh, this is it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Here we go, NFL. No. It was just, say this is an opportunity, let's just see what happens. Substance of things not seen. You ever been there? Have you been there? Not that I wanted this at the end to be it all, like this is it, I got to do this, but this is it. This doesn't have to happen. Wow. He said if I wanted to, here I am at the starting line. They're saying run whenever you're ready, sort of cavalier. Just get run, let him finish, please. Get him out the way so we can see the real people. I ran. Oh, who's that? It's Anthony Griggs. Oh, now they know my name associated with that, but they still don't know me. That's the mentality, being ready. And how you get ready is how you train. How you get ready for this game is how you train. How you train are these 6 areas. You faith elites, whatever you want to term it. Here are the 6 areas. When you train, the first thing you're going to do when you train is you're going to hit on your skill. Skill. Your skill is the determiner of how good you play that game. Whatever it is, your skill. Ms. Kubik playing the organ, the choir singing, skill. That's why you practice your skill. You practice it. You will never get comfortable at it. You shouldn't get comfortable at it. You practice it. As soon as you think you have enough, I got it now. I got it. I got it, coach. Coach, I got this. I got it. I don't need no more practice. Your skill will drop. Your skill will drop. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of your Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? That means He gave you the skill. But what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? What are you working with? Huh? You're here, you're meeting people. Maybe you change, maybe you morph into something else, but what are you doing with that skill? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. See, I didn't know any of this, okay? So my point is, you got to honor God with your bodies. I'm tying my shoe. You got to honor God with your bodies. Why? Because it's a gift. It's a gift. And you honor Him of what you do with it. You happen to be a basketball player, soccer player, choir, whatever it is, choir director, whatever it is, piano player, whatever it is, organ, whatever, technology, whatever it is, honor your skill. Honor God with your skill. He's put it into you to show that He has given you this skill. That other people be like, man, she is good. He is good. Believe me, I don't expect you to walk out of here. I never expect anybody to introduce me and be like, oh, that's Anthony Griggs? That's Anthony Griggs? No. A lot of you, I know, 99% of you, never even heard of me. It's okay. I'm okay with it, okay? And I expect it to go further. What I'm trying to get to you is more so important than Anthony Griggs, okay? But your skill set. You show me somebody has a good skill set, fantastic. We can build on that skill, okay? Because you are given that, okay, in 1 Corinthians. But your endurance now, your endurance, that's where, I don't care how much skill you have in any sport or what you do. I don't care how long you had to be here. If she had to play the organ for 3 hours, if she couldn't play it for 20 minutes in practice, she's not going to be able to play it in 3 hours. They can't sing and they can't hold that tone. If they can't stand up for as long as they did, they're not going to be able to do it. Their endurance. Why? Because I can tell you right now, from an athletic point of view, soon as you get tired, your skills plummet. I don't care how good you are. I don't care. You give me the best basketball player, I don't have to play basketball. You give me the best football player. Give me the best whatever athlete. As soon as they get tired, I can beat them. Because they're not going to play at a high level of skill. They won't. They'll be so tired, their minds are going to be, they're not going to be able to do it. In life, it's the same thing. Your endurance to go on. Your endurance. For everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through the endurance taught in the Scriptures and the encouragement they provide, we might have hope. There's people who have done stuff that you can learn from. It's in the Scriptures. Do you get fed from that? Because living this life of walking through life and experiences every day, and you get tired and you're in class and you don't know how to make the decision and you don't know what's going to come up, it's going to keep going on. In a game, it's easy. I'm tired, time out. Woo! Ooh, get some water. Okay, time in. Okay, here we go. No, in life there's no timeouts. You don't get water breaks. You go. Endurance. Or your skill set will plummet. See, if you don't read the Scriptures, your prayer life will plummet. If you're not reading Scripture every day, yep, I said it, every day. Every day. I'm not going to bend over. Can you make that decision? I don't know. Some of you probably already have. Some of you haven't. Every day. What's your endurance? Speed. Everybody knows about speed. You have speed, it's the equalizer in the sport. If you just got speed, we can teach you how to maybe develop your skill and everything. You speed, you're fast. Man, he's fast at doing that. But speed is a determination of how fast can you do that skill? How fast can you do it? How long can you do it is the endurance. But speed, can you do it over and over again at a fast rate? Speed. You're here at school. You got to turn over projects. You got to get things done. You got to execute. You got to make things happen. You got to make things happen at a fast rate. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that in a race all runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Are you doing that? Are you trying to run to get the prize? Or are you just happy to be in the race? I kid people, so I say, hey, you're on the team. It's fun to be on the team. You got a little, fun. The guys are commonality. Get a T-shirt, you get a hat. It's fun. You get some pictures taken. Or do you want to be a contributor? Which one? Which one do you want to do? It's okay. It's okay either way. Because the ones that want to contribute, they'll contribute, and they will make things happen, and they will get that team where they want it to go. And then if you are just somebody who's not trying to contribute and just getting a T-shirt and a hat and get some pictures, you're not able to put anything in there. And if you're just one of the ones who are just going through the motions, you're just on the track running, you're not trying to run to get the prize, you're not helping the team win. You want to be on the team to contribute. That's why God has given you the race to do this. This is what this is about, this race, to be the champion, to win, making faith your sport. Not as you do it now, making faith your sport. And speed is a big part of that, how quickly you can do it. Conditioning. Oh, I know. As an athlete, I used to be the assistant strength conditioning coach with the Pittsburgh Steelers, 13 years. I know what conditioning is. I know that you need to be stronger. I know that your body needs to be subjected to overcoming stress. Lifting weights is stress adaptation. You got to put your muscles under stress so that your muscles go, man, that's heavy. We got to get a little stronger. We need some more energy. We got to eat right. We got to do this. Stress adaptation. Life is stress adaptation. Conditioning. Now you wonder, where do these things come from? 1 Corinthians 9:27. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I've preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. Beat your body. Make it do what you want it to do. You have the will over your body. Doesn't work the other way around. I'm not bending over like this anymore. I'm not. Did I want to? Sure. I'm not. Why? Because it's beating your body in practice. Why? You beat your body in practice. You beat your mind in the classroom, in the laboratories. And then when the test comes, you're ready for it. When the test comes in life, you're ready for it. See, faith is that. That says stress adaptation. How are you doing that? If you know you're 215-pound linebacker and this guy's 350 pounds and he's coming at you, I've got to have my legs pretty strong to even take him on. I've got to just concentrate on this. If you know that you are weak in a spot, what are you doing to condition yourself? How many sets, how many reps, how many sets, how many repetitions are you doing to make yourself stronger? See, anybody can work on their strong stuff, their strengths. Can you work on your weaknesses? I'm not your prototype inside linebacker in the NFL. I know that. They knew that when they drafted me in the 4th round. They knew that. Other teams didn't know it. They thought I was going to be somebody who can push around. Well, I lasted 7 years. 7 years, I'm still standing here today, no operations, feeling good. I believe I can think, right? I think. I don't know. Jim, don't answer that, okay? So, but the conditioning part of it is real. Conditioning as an athlete, conditioning as a faithlete. You have to do certain things. Now, what have I mentioned so far? Oh, I said, every day, reading scripture, okay? Every day. Working on your skills. So we have your skills. We have your endurance every day. Okay, have your speed, okay? Your speed. Beat your body, okay? Every day. We get into your diet. Now here, for you guys are younger than me. You guys have a lot of things coming at you all the time. Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. It's in the world. You leave here, you're going to have it just inundated, okay? If you're not looking at it right now. I don't see anybody looking at their phones right now. Hopefully they're not, okay? Don't know if they're available in here or not. But with your diet, as an athlete, you got to eat the right things. And I say that if you want to go to that level. I'm not saying every athlete eats right. I was telling the story at dinner that my first game into the NFL, I'm in at halftime. Whew, wow, this is the NFL. Wow, these guys are good. Wow, I was still like a fan because I still love the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I was on the Philadelphia Eagles. I still love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I never forget we played them. I was like, man, that's the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Oh, let me get myself together here, okay? Because I'm about to play them, and I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'm in there with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm playing. I'm a linebacker, and I come in at halftime, use the restroom or get something to drink. I look over in the stall. There is my starting or our starting offensive tackle sitting in the stall, smoking a cigarette. How you doing out there, Griggs? I was like, what? What are you talking about? Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? You just played the first half of a game, and you're in here smoking a cigarette? He's been playing 15 years in the league. This is my first year. I'm like, I'm not going to be like that. Your diet. What are you putting into your body to make yourself the best you can? But I'll even stretch it over this. Not just your diet of your physical, or what you're eating, the right nutrients, minerals, protein, everything you're taking in. I'm talking about your diet Because that kind of stuff will help your digestion. What are you digesting? What's going to give you energy? But I'm going to say your diet is what's giving you energy. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you grab that gives you that energy to get up? Are you grabbing your cell phone, seeing who called you, who you missed? Huh? What are you grabbing? Are you looking at a newspaper, magazine, turn on TV? What are you digesting? Are you reading a book now? What is giving you energy, folks? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about a diet. I know he's going to talk about the right things to eat. No, I'm not talking about that. That's easy. I'm talking about your diet and what you're getting. Right now, I'm feeding you. I'm throwing stuff out. I know not everybody here is going to reach for it and take it all in. People are going to leave here today and just go, oh, that Anthony. What's his name again? Anthony? I can't remember. He was all right. I missed him. But some people are going to be like, hey, that speed, that endurance, that skill, that endurance, that speed, that conditioning, diet, that stuff he was saying, I like that stuff. I have to get some more of that. That's what you're going to do. But diet is what you eat, what you take in, what gives you energy. What gives you energy? And if you don't know that, you're missing the boat. As an athlete, if you think you just go and eat anything and train right and be as strong as you can be, and doesn't matter, let me tell you what it is. Everything counts. I don't care what you do. Every thought, every action, everything. Everything you do. Everything right now, the way you sit, the way you talk, the way you listen, everything counts towards something. You're going to get a reaction. Players used to come to me, can I do power cleans? Can I do this? I said, you can do anything you want. But understand, you're going to get a reaction. Your body's going to adjust somehow. Is that the adjustment you want? You're going to have some sort of reaction. Something's going to give you a result somehow. I want you to get the result you want. Your diet will do that. I'll go back to diet for one time. You will eat the fruit of your labor. It's kind of self-explanatory. Now, I said back, I was into conditioning. They used to call me 7-day Griggs because I used to go 7 days and do lifting. It's just different. I was different on that. But you'll get the fruit of your labor. You're not going to be able to plant orange seeds and get apple trees. It doesn't happen that way. You won't be able to fool anybody. What you sow is what you're going to reap. Okay? That's what's going to happen. I want you to get the blessing and the prosperity that is yours, that you're in this position. I want you to walk away from this and go, he's put you here for a purpose. You're listening to me, but the words are directed directly to each and every one of you, that you have to make a choice as to when you are on the stage, so to speak, or in life, or you're in front of a child, or you're in front of somebody, you don't know what you're going to say, and you say the things that they needed to hear. That's why I'm here. I have no paper in front of me. I'm talking because this stuff I believe in. I've done it, but I didn't do it to a level I'm telling you. It's kind of ironic. I'm telling you about the diet and the fruits of your labor, and I'm telling you some things that I didn't even know while I was doing some of this stuff. But now I've composed it, put it on the PowerPoint slide, and now I'm able to talk about it, and I can say, guys, ladies, teachers, directors, this is the stuff. This is the essence of it. Now, I've told you a lot of stuff. I've said you got to look at the skill. I said endurance. I said speed. I said conditioning. Okay? I said diet. That's a lot of things you got to think about. And now I want you to do one thing. Rest. Whew. That's a lot. Just rest. But while you rest, I want you to ponder. Ponder. You don't hear that word a lot about pondering stuff. That ponder is like have thoughts about what is happening. Have thoughts about what will happen. Have thoughts about what you've done. Have thoughts about decisions you've made. Think about it. Ponder. Sit around. Sometimes when you're somewhere and you're waiting for something, just ponder the thought. Wow, here I am sitting in this office and I have an opportunity. Ponder. Rest. Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. Philippians 3:13. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead, I ponder it. What is ahead? What is ahead for each and every one of you? Vastness. Everything counts. Everything you do. Everything you think. I'm just trying to give you the remedy for you to be faithletes. Something, faithletes is kind of a catchphrase, this, faith elites or whatever. But if you train to be the best athlete, why wouldn't you want to train to be the best with your faith? I just given you a thing. I call it faith is your sport. I don't really want to just make it a nice glossy thing like that. But why not use these 6 areas that you will use in your sport? Why not use them in your faith? Your skill. Maybe you don't know verses, and that's okay. Maybe you don't know scripture, that's okay. Maybe you're not saved right now, that's okay. But you can make a decision. You can make a decision. You can make a decision right now, you can make it later. At some point you will make a decision. Your endurance. How long? How long can you continually go at the pace you're going now? How long can you endure? Your speed. How soon can you do it? How soon can you take it from in here right now, saying, yes, I will do that, to actually implementing that? Yes, I want to do those things, to executing it. Yes, I want to start reading a little scripture. I want to belong to this group. I want to do this. But how long will it take me to get it done? A week? 2 days? Let me tell you the secret word, folks. Now. That's how a decision is made. Now. Right now. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when things are going good. Not when you want everything to be right. Right now. Hit this on the floor. Right now. That's when the decisions are made. It's very important you get this, the speed, the conditioning. You're going to go through things. You're going to go through things. Your diet. What do you ingest now that gives you energy? Red Bull? Monster? Something? But rest. But rest. Ponder. Because that's a big part of it. So these 6 areas, the skill, the endurance, the speed, the conditioning, your diet, and your rest. Those 6 areas, I tell you. Yeah, you might take them and be a better athlete for Westminster. To represent yourself on that field or on the court, on the playing field, when the whistle blows and it's time to play ball. For that time, you look up on the clock, you know how much time is left, and you've given all you can for this event, for this sport. But when you take off the uniform, and take off the helmet, take off the socks, take off the glove, take the eye black off, now you're just you. You can still train. You can still train. Because the game, the essential game that God has put you here for is not over. By any stretch of your imagination. What I wanted to do today was to show you that as faith elites, as they call you to just become a good athlete, I'm calling you to be making some decisions today about your faith. I'm calling you now. I don't know where anybody is with it, okay? With what they want to do. And maybe you don't know either. Start thinking about it. Great opportunity here. Get with somebody. Somebody you trust. Somebody you just want to just talk to or find out about some things. Okay? Jim is available, I know. Your team is available. Coaches are available. Whoever you might find that in, look into yourself. So then, when you're looking around, when you're in a setting, when you're looking around and you see that you don't want to be like them, you can make a decision. And maybe that decision has already been made before you even get in that predicament. There were many predicaments that I could have been in. That was the age of no pictures on the phone, no Twitter. I've seen a lot of things that my friends were, what are you doing? I'm not doing that. I'm out of here. Get up and go. And it was only because of decisions I made. Was it the decision of being in 8th grade and saying, I'm not going to be tired anymore? No. I think that was the realization that, hey, I'm going to be okay making my decisions like this. Had I had been empowered with my skill, endurance, speed, conditioning, diet, and rest, with the principles that are in there, the principles that are in here, okay? This isn't something that I came up with. This is just a vehicle by which this is putting in me to put it through here. That's how you're seeing this work, okay? Don't think that I'm up here just like telling you something that I've discovered, that I made up. No. Each one of these had references in here, and they're there for you. I encourage you to make that decision. To make that decision. And none of this will work if you haven't made the one decision, to trust Him. To trust Him with your very life. It won't work. It won't work. Somebody somewhere has gotten you here because God has put them in charge of your life to get you to this point. Whether your parents, whether your grandparents, somebody, God has anointed them to watch over you. And they have done a remarkable job, a prayerful job of getting you to this point. And now you look at that ladder, your turn to take some steps. And your first step is to make faith your sport. Make it your sport. Because you know why? Because you're all going to be champions if you do. And I wish you the best of luck because I want you to win at it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Questions? Any questions?
Couple minutes if you have any questions that you would like to ask. We'll let you do that. We'll take 2 right now, and Anthony will be around afterwards for a moment if you have any. Anyone have any questions? Yes, Seth. At what age did you make your faith your own?
The question, that's the question. Okay, I thought I heard it right. That's correct. Okay. I was at Villanova. No, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Let me back up and tell you some stories real quick. I was at Villanova, traditional Catholic school, St. Augustinian, okay, beautiful campus, blah, blah. You see fathers and nuns walking around. It's beautiful. And you're in that atmosphere. You're in that, and you see people. And I have fathers who were friends, and they just talk like normal people and everything else. It was cool. I went to Ohio State. There was no fathers. There was no nuns walking around. I go in the pros. Yeah, you're doing whatever. I had a church that I belonged to and went to. And I think first year after I had played in the NFL, I realized, wow, I was at home and I was sitting down and I had a scripture. I went to church and I had a pamphlet that they had given out at church. And never forget, it was the 23rd Psalm. And I just read through that and I memorized that. Okay? I memorized that. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I was on that for like about an hour. And at the end of that, I just prayed, Lord, if you have anything you want to do with me, whatever you want my life to be, whatever your will is, I'm here for you. And I remember just thinking, what am I doing? I have never done this before. Never thought like this before. And because of that, I remember thinking, I know now it's special. I know now what He's doing for me. He's changing. And it started there. It started then in my second year of being in the pros. And then the next week or something happened on our team. And I saw some people doing some things. And it was comfortable for me to go, thank you, Lord, for not putting me in that situation. Thank you, Lord. I'm talking about guys in crashes, guys using drugs, guys doing things with ladies and stuff that just, no. It was easy. Then my father got sick 3 years into me playing in professional football, and he died from liver cancer. Okay, he was 49. He's young. I remember how thankful I was he got a chance to see me in the pros, how proud he was to see me play in college and see me play, play in Philadelphia Eagles, because we were living in New Jersey, so it was like an hour away of just travel, or 45 minutes, 30 minutes. I used to be like, Dad, I remember just like, Dad, don't do that. Don't get a jersey. Don't get all green. But now I remember like how proud he was, and it just touches me, because I can feel his presence on that. And I sort of like just, Anthony, what were you doing? Let him feel that. Let your parents feel that proudness of you. Don't talk them out of that stuff. Because I know what it feels like now. Don't want that. Any other questions?
Another question? I know the hour has come. It's a little bit past 8, so I'd like to invite the choir to come up, and I'll offer a benediction, and then we'll have them sing us out. And again, we thank you. We thank the choir for their participation, and Paula for her participation tonight, and Anthony Griggs, well done, friend.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Can I sing with them? Where is Dr. He doesn't want me to sing with them, for sure.
Dr. Barbara, he's asking if he can sing with you.
Where's he at? Where's Dr. Barbara? There he is.